Hi Sunshines! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica and this is Sunshine Collective. So, happy 2026! In today's video, I wanted to go over my project plans for the year, things that I'm hoping to create and share with you all. Both crochet projects, knit projects, and then also maybe some patterns that I'm looking to be writing. So overall, just kind of going over my goals, my project plans, and let's go ahead and get right into the video. So first I have my handy dandy notebook here that I wrote all of my plans out in. So if you see me looking down, that is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my notebook. So we will go ahead and start with crochet projects because that's the most robust category out of everything. So for crochet, my first project of the year, and it's actually something I've been working on since last month, is the Stevie Sunshine blanket from Stevie Stitch on Instagram. It is a pattern that I'm currently testing for her. I'm finishing that up here by the 12th, so I have pretty much all of my squares made, which I'll show you. This is not blocked yet, but really cute. I used Caron Macchiato cakes in the color Sunny and the color Whisper for this. I cannot wait to see how this works up once all the squares are joined. I'm also planning on maybe putting some fabric to back this blanket with, but these are the squares for that. That is my first project of 2026, my first bigger project of the year. My next big project plan is to recreate a doily that my great grandmother created. She passed away in 1977, so that was 21 years before I was even born, so I've never met her, but she crocheted a lot and there are a lot of doilies in the family, and my grandma actually has one framed on her wall. My grandma is 83 years old, so these are antique heirloom doilies that my great grandmother has created, and my grandma has one that she inherited that she has framed on her wall, and I am wanting to recreate that. It's going to be a pretty big project for me because I don't think there's a way to find the pattern for it because it's almost 50 years old, 49 years old. At the oldest, it could be 80 plus years old. I'm not really sure how old the doily is. Either way, I can't find a pattern for it, so I think I'm going to have to study the doily itself and try to recreate it. So this is going to be a big project, and it's something I've been wanting to do since I first learned how to crochet. So I am very excited to take on this endeavor. I know that I think I'm going to need weight 10 crochet thread. I'm fairly certain that's the weight that she used. And then all I'm going to do is start from the center and try to figure it out. And I think this will be a great challenge for me because I don't really know how to read crochet stitches looking at it. I can guess usually, but I think this will be a good way for me to practice reading crochet stitches. We're still recording. I keep having to check if I'm recording because I can't see. I'm filming on my iPhone. I do not have a camera and I have no way of seeing if this is stopping recording or anything, so I keep jumping. I don't know why I'm yapping. Moving on to my next project, my grandma wants me to make a 6-day superstar blanket for one of her friends, so I will be making that. I did gift her a blanket for Christmas and I will put a video or picture of it here on the screen, but I did make the 6-day superstar blanket for her for Christmas using Caron Cloud cakes, I believe, and it was the color, I know it was the color Rhubarb. I'm pretty sure it was Caron Cloud cakes, but it was a gradient, darker pink burgundy out to a more pastel pink. She wants one made in a tan color or a brown color, so I've been looking for a good gradient yarn for that, and that's going to be my next project probably after I get the Stevie Sunshine blanket done. I'm probably going to start on that 6-day superstar blanket because it needs to be done by the beginning of April, and I am a full-time mom of a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I don't have time always consistently to crochet, so we're doing it whenever I can. So I try to give myself plenty of time on projects, which is something that I've improved on because in the past I would just say, oh, I can make that in 2 days or whatever, and just not give myself enough time, and I think I've been doing really well at managing my time as far as crochet goes. So those are the first couple things that are hard plans that I will be doing. And then we're going to move into some, as we go through this, more things that I'm hoping to get to this year, but might not happen. My next big thing is that I would love to start doing markets this year. I'm looking for ways to bring more income into my family using crochet because I really cannot work a traditional job between my gastroparesis and having my kids at home. We don't have a way to get childcare, so I stay at home. So I'm trying to find ways to bring more income, and I would love to do some crochet markets. I'd love to start doing markets. So my goal for the spring, come March, I would love to do my first market. I've actually done one market before, but it was a major flop because I did not prepare enough in advance, and I think I only sold one crochet bee, so I didn't even make back the booth cost. So this will technically be my second market, but I'm hoping to come in a lot more prepared. So I wrote out the prep things that I want to make for that. Bees for sure. I wanted to do some of my dragonfly bandanas because the pattern sells remarkably well on Etsy, and I think people think they're really cute, and they're very easy to make and to work up, so they're perfect for market prepping. So I think I'll try to do some of those. I wanted to do a couple bags, tulip headbands. I also have a pattern for that. That's another thing that works up pretty quickly and very cute for spring. The tulip vibes are adorable. Cup and mug cozies, those are things that I've seen that always sell pretty well, and they're also pretty quick to make. I also put bookmarks because I feel like that's another thing. I could do some cute flower bookmarks. Earrings, I put a question mark beside this because I've made earrings in the past and I hate it. I hate using the tiny crochet hooks. I hate doing micro crochet. It hurts my hands. My tension is too tight. So I don't know if I'll do earrings, but they look cute, so I might. And I have a lot of the hardware for earrings. I have a lot of those, so we'll see. And then I also put on here with a question mark scrubbies, dish scrubbies, because I feel like those sell pretty well, and I do have some scrubby yarn available, so I might make a few of those. And then I will probably bring a couple of my bigger projects. I might bring my sunshine blanket that I'm working on. I have a crochet octopus. Let me get him actually to show you. I have a crochet anchor octopus from, oh my god, I do not remember their Instagram handle. I will put it on the screen. I will link it because it is an amazing pattern. And this was one of my, I don't make amigurumi very often, but this is one that I've made, and he is my favorite. He lives on my lamp here in my bedroom. He has really cute customized I got on Etsy, and I love him. My child is screaming. They are supervised. My husband is out there with them. But so this is my anchor octopus. He doesn't actually have a name, but I was thinking about taking him to a crochet market because I've heard that if you put a couple bigger pieces, more expensive pieces, that it brings traffic in because they see things like this and they're like, oh my god, that's so cool. Not that I necessarily expect to sell him because I don't even know what I would list him as because this took me a long time to make, and also I love him and I don't want to sell him, but I think he would draw in traffic to a booth. Card charms is another thing that I wanted to put on here. I do have a pattern again on my Etsy for a strawberry card charm, and it is so cute and it's easy to make, easy to work up, and I think it would sell really well for markets. From the same creator that did Anchor the Octopus, they did a whale pattern that I started last winter and just abandoned and haven't done it, and I would like to start it again because I have such a cute idea. She is pink, and some of the last yarn I bought from Joann's before they closed, so I would love to finish that project as well. And also I love whales. I love humpback whales. Blue whales are my personal favorite, but I love whales, so I want to finish her. And then I wanted to make some wearables for myself because I just don't make wearables for myself. I usually do pretty quick to finish projects for that dopamine rush. I love to start and finish things pretty quickly, so I do a lot of accessories and smaller projects, but I would love to make some wearables. So on here I have fingerless gloves. There's a specific pattern I see on Etsy, and I've showed it before on this channel, but it's like a spiral fingerless glove, and I'm obsessed with them, and I want to make some for myself before the winter is over. I also want to make myself a cardigan, and I have wanted to make myself a cardigan for years, and I just have never done it. I'm a larger person, and it takes more yarn, and it takes more time to create wearables, so it just kind of I shy away from it, and also I just tend to be a little less confident about how things look on me. So I shy away from wearables because of that. But there is this yarn, it's Caron Blossom Cakes, and I don't remember the color name, but it's like this purple pastel, purple green, and I just think it's beautiful, and I want to make a cardigan or something out of it. I am a sucker for variegated yarns and color changing yarns. I love all the colors. And then I also want to do a poncho. I keep seeing ponchos and I think they're so cute. I am planning on actually creating a pattern for a poncho potentially, so keep an eye out for that sometime in the spring. I have not honestly started working on it yet. That's probably something I will work on also when I finish this pattern test up. And then I also wanted to do some more home decor. I wanted to make a blanket for our couch that I get to keep instead of selling or giving away as a gift. I would love to keep a blanket, so I want to make something that I want to keep. Right now the only blanket I have is this Flower Power Daisy blanket that I made. This was actually one of my first, I'll show you guys. This is actually one of my first ever projects. Ends are not woven in because a lot of them I cut off or I tied in knots. I didn't really know what I was doing. That's the first one I kept. I kept it because I made it as a baby blanket for my second son. And so I don't think I would ever sell that one, but that's the only blanket I have that I've kept. So I want to make another one to put on our couch. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I know I want to do a blanket. I also want to do a pillow cover. I have a pillow. I have this pillow, and one of my best friends, my childhood best friend, actually gave me this as a Christmas gift. It's got an embroidered fox on the front, and I love it. I do. I literally have kept this on this chair for probably 5 years, but I would love to make a seasonal crochet cover to also interchange with this pillow anytime I feel like switching it up. So I want to do that. I also would love to possibly crochet a sweater and some summer bralettes, tops. I just want to make more wearables for myself. And then I want to get more into pattern writing. Again, I just finished a pattern for a beanie. It's called the Solstice Beanie. It is up on my Etsy right now as well. It's a really cute take on a ribbed beanie. But I want to start working on some spring and summer patterns. So that is it for crochet. Now let's get into knit. So knitting, I just learned how to knit at the beginning of November. So 2026, I kind of want to dedicate more towards refining my craft and learning the basic stitches and creating basic projects so that I get the techniques down pretty well. Right now, I'm really only good at knit stitching, garter stitch, and I can make I-cord because I have done the Sophie scarf and I'm working on the Sophie hood right now. So that's really all I can do. So this year I want to finish the Sophie hood before winter is over. That's kind of a project that's been on pause because I've had other stuff come up, Christmas, things like that. So I want to pick that back up and finish that before the season is over. And I would also love to knit a pair of socks. So I want to do the vanilla, I think they're just called the vanilla sock pattern on, I've seen it on Ravelry. It's kind of a basic sock. I would love to do that. And I would love to also do, there's a pattern called Tiptoe Through the Tulips. This one is way above my skill level. There's a lot of color changing in it, but I'm hoping that maybe at some point this year my skill level will be where I can do those because I think they are adorable. I would also love to make the sailor slippers. I know that's not necessarily socks, but they're sock adjacent, and I think they are so cute and cozy and warm, and I want to make them. I also would love to do a sweater. I'd love to make my first sweater. So I have on here the step-by-step sweater because I've seen that recommended. The pattern is free. I already have it saved, and I feel like that'd be a great place for me to start. I'd also like to try to make the ranunculus sweater or top because that's also just something that is famous in the knit community, and I think it would help me work on some different techniques. And then dishcloths. I just put dishcloths on here because I have a lot of leftover cotton yarn and I liked working those up. Those was my first knit pattern that I ever did, was the grandmother's favorite dishcloth. So probably make more of those because my grandma likes them. A lot of people like to use them, and I might even sell them at markets. So that is it for knit. Knitting is kind of secondary to crochet for me, and I just do knitting in between projects, and I do it as more of a pastime, enjoyable thing for me. I don't think I would ever sell any of my knit pieces just because it takes way too long to make. So knitting is more like a personal hobby instead of something I'm trying to use as a business. Crochet is kind of more my business endeavor. I hope you found this interesting and thought maybe some of my projects are kind of cool and maybe you take some ideas for yourself. I would love if you let me know in the comments some projects that you're planning on doing this year. Your craft endeavors, it doesn't have to be knit or crochet, it can be anything you're planning on doing hobby-wise. So that is going to be it for this video. I thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you can go ahead and subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you can be notified when I post next. I have been uploading pretty consistently on Mondays, and that is the schedule going forward still. So make sure you subscribe so you get notified, and like this video if you liked it. I have information on patterns and everything down in the description below, and that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you later.